welcome back, beautiful soul, to another episode of Awaken Your Authentic Self. I am your host, Jessica, and I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. If you've been feeling stuck, energetically drained, or just simply curious about energy healing, this episode is for you. Today, we are diving deep into a healing modality that's been transforming lives for decades, Reiki, and how it helps us to balance and restore our chakras, and why healing our chakras is vital for both our spiritual and emotional well-being. We will explore what Reiki actually is, how it works, and how it connects with our energetic body to bring about profound emotional, physical, and spiritual healing. So whether you are brand new to Reiki or already a practitioner, if you're not driving, I invite you to get comfortable, grab your beverage of choice, take a deep breath, and let's begin this sacred journey together. So let's start with the main question. What is Reiki? Reiki is a Japanese form of energy healing that channels what is called universal life force energy into the body. It was rediscovered by Mikao Sai in the early 1900s during a 21-day fast and meditation on Mount Kurama in Japan. The word Reiki combines two Japanese words, Rei meaning universal and Ki meaning life energy. So Reiki translates to universal life energy. This energy, it exists in all things. It is the divine intelligence that flows through every living being. So yes, it can effectively be used on plants and animals as well. Reiki practitioners, they use their hands to channel this healing energy to the recipient, whether in person or remotely. The purpose is to clear away energy blockages that reduce stress, will promote relaxation, and support the body's natural healing processes. It's non-invasive, it's very gentle, yet profoundly powerful. You may not always see it with your eyes, but you can feel it within your soul. Now, unlike massage or physical therapy, Reiki works on your subtle energetic body, the part of you that holds emotions, past traumas, ancestral wounds, and even divine light. Reiki works by restoring that natural flow of the energy. When energy is blocked or stagnant within the body is when we experience disease, which is actually a dis-ease within your body manifesting itself as illnesses. You experience emotional imbalance and a spiritual disconnection. Reiki doesn't fix you. Instead, what it does is it awakens the healer inside of you. Reiki is guided by 5 spiritual principles. The first is, just for today, I will not worry. 2, just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will be kind to every living thing. These principles, they're not rules. They're reminders to live in harmony with our highest self. So now it's time for a chakra system overview, right? Let's understand the energy body and the chakras. In order to understand how Reiki works and how it heals, we need to understand our energy body. This is an intricate system of subtle energy centers and pathways. At the core of this system are our 7 major chakras, each one governing specific emotional, physical, and spiritual functions. Now, if Reiki is universal energy, the chakras are the energy centers within us that will process, receive, and emit that life force. Like I stated, we have 7 major chakras. And these chakras, they run from the base of our spine to the crown of our head. So let's go over them. Starting from the bottom up, the first one of these is the root chakra. In Sanskrit, it is Muladhara. This is your foundation. This is your feelings of safety, your level of survival mode. Next, we have the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. This holds space for our emotions, our creativity, and our pleasure center. Third is your solar plexus, Manipura. This is the source of your power. Your confidence comes from there, and your will. Fourth is the heart chakra, Anahata. This holds sacred space for unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. Fifth is our throat chakra, Vishuddha. This is tied into clear communication and speaking your truth. Sixth one is most known and probably most spoken of, and that is our third eye chakra, Ajna. And this is where intuition, insight, clarity, they all come together. And last, but definitely not least, is our crown chakra. Our crown chakra is Sasahara. Oh my goodness gracious, I lost it. Sasahara. And this is where we experience divine connection and spiritual awakenings. Yeah, I got a little tongue-tied. It's a little early this morning. When these centers are open and balanced, we feel aligned, we feel energized and peaceful. Most importantly, peaceful. But when they are blocked, either by fear, by trauma, or other emotional wounds, that's when you feel mentally off balance, anxious, emotionally unbalanced, or even just physically unwell. This is where Reiki becomes a powerful ally for your body. Chakra healing, it helps to restore balance within the energy centers and thus your entire body. Reiki is one of the most powerful tools in order to do this. So now that we understand a little more how each of the chakra works, let's discuss the connection between Reiki and chakra healing and how they work together. So Reiki acts like a gentle stream of light flowing through each chakra, clearing out anything that doesn't belong there, nothing that serves you. Imagine this. Imagine each of your chakra is like a spinning wheel. When that wheel is clean, it spins smoothly, flawlessly. But if there's dust, if there's gunk, anything blocking it, the wheel slows down or wobbles, and over time, it will break down. Reiki removes all of that energetic debris. Now, here is how Reiki benefits the chakras. It restores the natural flow of energy. It clears emotional blockages. It connects us to our inner healer. We are all able to experience this gift. It enhances self-awareness, leading to lasting transformation within your body. A Reiki session doesn't require any physical touch, okay? That is the choice of the practitioner, and they offer that choice to the recipient. Because in fact, energy transcends space and time, making distance or remote Reiki sessions just as effective as in-person ones. As the Reiki practitioner channels universal life force energy, the recipient's system draws in exactly what is needed and directs it exactly to where it is most needed. At this time, you could feel warmth, you can feel tingling, waves of emotion, or even just a very deep peace. So let's deep dive into each chakra and give some Reiki healing techniques, okay? Going deeper into the chakras, I'm going to describe some signs of imbalance, how Reiki can bring each one back into harmony for you. So at your root chakra, an imbalance is going to show up as fear, right? Experiencing feelings of fear, financial stress, or feeling disconnected. The focus with Reiki is to ground you, rebuild your trust within yourself, and your stability. Healing techniques that you can do for yourself are you can place your hands at the base of your spine or at your feet and visualize red light rooting you deep into the earth. For your sacral chakra, imbalances will show up as feelings of shame, sexual trauma, or even creative blocks, right? Constant like brain fog. Reiki focus here is fluidity, right? Staying in the moment, learning to stay present, feelings of joy and emotional release. And techniques to help with that are use orange light. Put your hands over your pelvis and invite in forgiveness and flow. For your solar plexus, the imbalance in your solar plexus is going to show up as feeling of low self-worth or literally just a sense of powerlessness. The focus of Reiki is empowerment and motivation. Techniques to help you with that are you can put your hands over your stomach, breathe in yellow light, and affirm, I am powerful. Your heart chakra, imbalances there show up as grief. When we experience grief, yes, heartbreak, resentment. And the focus for Reiki there is to bring back love, connection, and forgiveness. And a technique to help you with that is you place your hands over your heart and you send green or pink energy and you invite in the release of all old pain. For your throat chakra, imbalance here is a fear of speaking up and withheld truths. The Reiki focus here is authenticity, truth, and self-expression. And techniques there are you can put your hands on your throat or off the body near the throat and visualize a blue light and visualize open communication. With your third eye, imbalances will show up as overthinking, a lot of confusion, and a lack of intuition. Reiki focus there will help you with your insight, clarity, and your inner guidance. And techniques to help with that, put your hands on your forehead. And when you do that, you picture and you use indigo light and you trust the inner vision. And then for your crown chakra, the imbalances will show up as a disconnection from source. And literally, you feel a lack of purpose. If you're feeling a lack of purpose, I remember that one. Reiki focus, divine connection, spiritual awakening. And the techniques are to hover the hands over your head. And while you're doing this, you can visualize a white or a violet light, and you're inviting in alignment. Now, let me just share with you guys some of my personal experiences with Reiki. So I actually first discovered Reiki the day, not the day, but after the death of my second husband. I found myself physically, mentally, emotionally just drained after caring for him for the 3 years of his having the leukemia, the spinal tumors, and, from the tumors, subsequent paralysis from the waist down. I was used to caring for him, and I almost, not only did I lose my husband, but I kind of felt like I lost my purpose as well. I started seeing a grief counselor, and she recommended that I have a session with a Reiki healer who was coming in weekly, and she offered her services to people, for free. So, I've always been open to trying new things. So I set up an appointment with her. And during my first session, oh my God, the first thing I noticed was her presence. She was so calming. Just being around her just made me instantly feel calm. And as I was sitting in a chair, my eyes were closed. I was so relaxed. And even though her hands never touched me, I felt a warmth coming from them. And I knew exactly where she was at every point. At one point, I felt warmth flooding through my chest. And I cried in a way that I just hadn't cried in years. I knew that I was releasing everything that I had gone through. In that moment, I allowed myself to feel everything that I had shut down. When I left there feeling like my shoulders, like they dropped for the first time in years. And there was a smile that I could feel trying to rebuild itself on my face. But I had this inner knowing that I was going to be okay. And that's where that smile was coming from. I didn't know it then, but that was my heart chakra beginning to open up. Now, after my awakening, I was drawn to many things and all things involving energy and spirituality. I remember being at a spiritual convention over in Delray Beach where you could find anything to do with spirituality. They had motivational speakers and vendors of all things natural, crystals, tarot card readers, just you can imagine it, they were there. It was beautiful. I walked past this woman in a booth, and as I walked past, she stood up, stopped me, and said, "Excuse me, I'm hope you don't mind, but I have to read you. I just feel this intense need to read you, no charge." I was like, "Sure, okay, why not?" Now, mind you, I'll tell you, I've literally had 3 readings in my entire life. 2 of them were palms, and one was a tarot. This one, and all 3 approached me, and I paid for none of them. So and they all had very interesting things that at the time it didn't make any sense. But those palm readers, ooh, they got me because 10 years down the line, each one of them had basically read exactly what was going to happen in my life. Anyway, I remember sitting down and she closed her eyes for a minute and she put her hands out in front of me and asked me to place my hands into hers. As I do this, like it was not even like the second my hands touched hers, you would have thought electricity like jumped through me because she jumped back, opened her eyes, and looked at me and asked me if I was a Reiki master. At this time, my only experience with Reiki was back in New York after my, husband's death. And at this point, it was like almost 3 years earlier. So I was like, no, I'm not. And she looked right at me and said my hands had more energy running through them than most Reiki masters. I didn't know what to think of that. I just smiled. I thanked her. And I really didn't think about it too much again until about 2 years later. Now, what had happened was I had got a sudden interest in Reiki. And I don't know why it kept coming to me, but all of a sudden on my feed, a certain book kept popping up. And I kind of took it as a sign. So I bought the book. 3 is my magic number. The universe knows this. The universe knows if it wants my attention and it's meant for me, send it in 3. I'll get the hints after that. The book was called The Art of Psychic Reiki by Lisa Campion. Really good read. Definitely recommend it. In this book, it described self-healing techniques, how you could use this on yourself. No sooner did I finish reading this book the day before, and the universe put me to the test. My son, who lives in Pennsylvania, was coming to visit, and this was actually the first time he was going to meet my boyfriend. And as I was getting ready to go pick him up from the airport, he was going to be staying with us, in our 1-bedroom apartment for a couple of days. And knowing that our adult time would be coming to a temporary halt, we decided to get in a quick moment before I had to go leave to pick him up. So before we even got a chance to, air quotes, get started, he accidentally somehow stepped on the inside part of my foot by the ankle. Now, he's 6'4", a little over 300 pounds. I'm 5'7", definitely half his weight. When I tell you I saw every star in the universe, and my foot blew up almost instantly. I couldn't walk on it. I immediately couldn't walk on it. I don't even think I was able to make a sound for the first 2 minutes. But once I did find my voice again, and to ease his concern, I asked him to carry me over to the balcony, out into the balcony, which is my favorite place. My plants are there, my everything. It brings me peace. He sits me down, puts my foot up. And as he is understanding the urgency of the timing of the situation with my son landing shortly, and he and my son do not know each other at this point, so he is scrambling to get me ice pack. And the book I just finished reading pops in my head. So I ask him to get it for me, and I find the page that I remembered almost instantly, read it quickly, and begin to do exactly as it instructed. Within 10 minutes, it was not 10 full minutes, the swelling was gone. The pain was gone, and I was walking on my foot like nothing ever happened. He was in disbelief. I was a little shook for a moment until I just realized, and I really, really realized, holy crap, I just did that. That right there is when I became fully intrigued and did a lot more research and made the decision to become a Reiki master myself. This came to fruition for me last year, and I'm very, very proud of this accomplishment. The connection to universal life force energy is endless. It's humbling. It's magical. And it is one of the most beautiful things that I ever get to experience. When I'm working with my clients, many of them experience these pure emotional releases during our sessions. Some shed light tears, while others may cry in my arms sobbing for minutes. But they all leave me feeling a sense of peace and lightness that they say they have not felt for months or even years, usually right after the very first session. Others have had truly spiritual experiences that they've shared with me afterwards, with things that they've seen or visualized. And other experiences with me being a psychic, I've also received messages from loved ones who have passed for my clients as I'm working on them. And most times they do want me to share them. So they are a beautiful experience. Each one is so different, even when the client is the very same person. These stories, they just remind us that Reiki doesn't fix us. It helps us to remember our wholeness and our connectedness. So how does Reiki heal the chakras? Reiki flows exactly where it is needed. It intuitively moves through your energy body to dissolve blockages, here we go again, release tension, and restore harmony into your chakras. So let's walk through how Reiki can support each one. For your root chakra, Reiki may bring a sense of grounding and safety. And that's the releasing of fear and instability. The sacral chakra often opens with Reiki by unblocking creative or sexual energy, blocked sexual energy, helping to release shame. For your solar plexus, Reiki can dissolve self-doubt and it restores your personal power. The heart chakra, like I said, Reiki often brings emotional release, and this can show up as tears, a feeling of warmth, or a lightness in your chest. And as I tell my clients, if it doesn't happen now, expect it to happen later. At some point, it all releases. Reiki at the third chakra helps with speaking truth and letting go of fear of judgment. This one set me free. Hallelujah. No joke. At the third eye, it boosts intuitive clarity and it dissolves overthinking and it helps you to remain present. And for your crown, Reiki connects you to divine consciousness and deep spiritual insight. This is where ego death occurs during spiritual awakenings. Beautiful. Each chakra responds differently to Reiki, but the intention is always the same: to bring your entire being back into energetic alignment. Reiki doesn't always show up the way we expect. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's life changing, but every single session brings a part of you closer to your authentic self. Now, if you're open to it and you're in a safe space, I would love to guide you through a short Reiki inspired visualization. While I'm not physically with you, remember, intention, like energy, transcends time and space. Okay? I would like you to take a moment and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for 5. And very slowly release it out through your mouth. Breathe in, love. Exhale, pain. We breathe in balance. And we exhale fear. Now imagine a warm golden light descending from above. This is Reiki. Universal love and healing. This is divine energy. Now gently let it flow into the top of your head. Feel it as it fills your crown, soothing your thoughts. Let it flow slowly down into your third eye. Clearing your mind. Let it move slowly into your throat. Releasing old words never spoken. Now, allow it to move down into your heart and feel the warmth growing with every breath. Feel it soften and open. As your golden light continues downward. Feel it as it enters through and consumes your solar plexus, reclaiming your power. As it flows effortlessly into your sacral, it's releasing guilt and awakening joy. And finally, down to your root, grounding you deep into Mother Earth. Breathe in healing. Breathe out anything that no longer serves you. Do you feel that warmth? That buzzing through your body, through your energy field? Reiki is flowing. Feel your energy body coming into balance. You are whole. You are worthy. You are light. You can open your eyes and just breathe deeply. Before we close, I want to reflect on some key takeaways. Reiki is gentle, but it's powerful. Healing your chakras reconnects you to your truth. And most importantly, you are not broken. You are becoming whole again. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. Reiki is not just a healing tool, it is a gentle reminder that you are energy and you have the power to heal yourself from within. If this episode resonated with you, I invite you to explore Reiki further. Maybe book a session or even learn to practice it yourself. After today's episode, if you participated in the visualization, take a moment to journal about which chakra felt the most blocked to you. Where did you feel a seamless flow of energy versus where did you feel resistance? Remember your worth. You deserve this level of peace and alignment. And if you haven't yet, please follow Awaken Your Authentic Self, share it with someone you love, and leave me a review. Or you can reach out to me on my social media platforms. All the URLs are in the show description. This helps this community grow and reach more awakening souls just like you. So until next time, stay grounded, stay radiant, and keep awakening your authentic self. Namaste.